Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I'm XYZard, and
Hello again.
haha. Painted with pastels. Pole screwed in to keep the tent up. What's in this
The
tent?
tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff.
Uh-huh.
The flap is open. Inside, three young...
Come on! Get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
How would you say that, Kim? Canister filled with what happens to be appears to be water. The label says distilled. Wompty Dompty Dom Center. Maybe I should get that one. That is fun.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He put...
Actually, nah.
Hello,
There is deft imbecilic.
I'm trying to find the gun, so let's maybe do that first before we dick around with anything else. Wow, I didn't know forfeited was a thing there. At 2200. Near the old fish market is so open-ended, though. I might end up Googling, like, how close is near? I don't think I'm being too, like, picky about that being vague. Don't tell Abigail. Maybe she's in that shed. That's a little ways off. And would kind of make sense as a place to meet, right? No. It can't be her, right?
Waves are beginning to die down.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen?
Mm-hmm.
We need to be out there with them. But until that happens, I can... Oh? Okay. Oh. Yes, that's the... Sorry I couldn't help. Really? A lot of stuff.
I would think I don't have to be away from Kim. Yeah, meet one with gun. Confront the pigs and get your gun back. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's on a boardwalk? I don't know how picky they are about timing for this. Blood from your knuckles drips into the sand, so...
Put
Oh,
your
there
hands
she
where
is.
I can see them.
So she's like crazy.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Good job, Harry. This is who you let get your gun.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress!
Her eyes bulge with terror.
I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Lateral vascular neck restraint. Carotid sleeper.
Uh-huh.
Carotid sleeper. Critically reducing blood from passing through the neck of the suspect.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
The situation looks bad. You have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
70% certain.
It's a goddamn police shitbag. Hug the pavement. You're under arrest.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
All right.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Officer in need of assistance. Suspect out.
Ma'am,
Get on the ground.
please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot.
Take the shot.
Big red key. That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
Back up. Back up.
Yep.
Back up. Status unconfirmed. No. No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth.
Uh-huh.
Aggravated assault, man.
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now. It has nothing to do with what's happening.
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised. Impersonating a police officer.
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
White rectangles.
License and registration. License and registration. Come in,
Yep.
dispatch. Sector. Azimuth.
It's not a code, just disjointed words. She's frantic, confused. Host almighty, don't count on that. You saw the binoclard can't shoot for shit.
The binoclard.
Confined quarters. Assailant coming at me. Split-second decision.
Oh my god. In your peripheral vision, the loot.
God, I almost blew her head off.
Yep.
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun. Right now.
No one
Thank you.
ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Great gears are grinding to a halt. The machine is powering
Thank goodness.
down. She's all...
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
I mean, arrest her?
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't.
She's in a stupor.
Yep.
I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Why was she like this in the first
Honestly,
place?
I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8.
Channel 8.
And loneliness. Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Yeah,
We'll
he
need to
does.
ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what?
Being
left alone.
Sounds about right.
She stands motionless. Just...
Alright, I'll go and ask Classy about that. Also, yeah, tools. I have a gun now. Pepperbox pistol.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand
It
recognizes
reminds you
this.
of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. Sheathe your sidearm, officer, a serious law official.
I'm gonna let Kim go so I can talk to Kless. Yeah, whatever.
It's getting late, and it's...
Good night, officer. We'll...
Travel to Martinez. What? I don't know why I can only sometimes fast travel. Okay, so the Hardy Boys aren't even there. I could stay in there and just put a... Wait, what? Wait a minute. What the hell is she? Alright, whatever.
As you look at the floorboards, in the edge of a floorboard next to it looks hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. Nothing particular catches you.
What's in
Stick
there?
your hand in and start combing through the sand. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol, for example. The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded.
Alright, I'll ask about that tomorrow, I guess, when Kim's
On the
around.
table, you see the water. You almost look like a professional. An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on far too long. It's time to wipe that decadent homosexual grin off your face. Time to see yourself as you truly are.
Got the dye, the shave, no more steam. Dunk.
An old mirror hand. This idiocy.
This is actually
has
kind of
gone on
hilarious.
Far too long. It's time. It's too late. Like an image on film. What was that?
I could put points into electrochemistry. Why? Am I so... Why did I get 3 physique? When did that happen? Is that what... It has to be one of these, right? I didn't notice it. Try to do this again with proper clothes, and if that doesn't work, fine, then we'll stop. I think, honestly, yeah, just with those, I should be able to do it just fine. There's like half at that point. Dunk.
An old mirror hangs. This idiocy has gone on far too long. It's time to wipe. It's too late. Like an image on film. A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack.
Uh-huh.
The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy.
What is this place to you?
Waves crash onto the beach,
Yep.
drowning the reeds. Far to the south, a congregation gathers to a soup kitchen in a shelter for the homeless. An old woman gives out knitted scarves for free. This could have been you. This could still be you. A down on his luck nobody, trying to survive. Who
Feels
are
like a
you
cozy
talking
hideout.
to? There is no one here. Outside, the howl of the...
Rêvacheur.
An old mirror hangs. This idiocy has gone on far too long. It's time to wipe that decadent homosexual grin.
Fine, I tried.
The bed is comforting.
Go to sleep.
The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately?
Oh, God damn it, record.
Murdered anyone lately?
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Of course not.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people. And then forget.
Hear that? You are naive to think he's afraid of his bloodied
Soul brother.
hands. Soul brother. Oh no. I see inside his amygdala and his hippocampus. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
Don't tell him, sister. It's too...
Why are you doing this?
Trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last
The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant.
So when are you helping me?
You will be naked and alone.
In hell, an ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
Can't
Your
wait.
eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again,
The last thought in your head before waking is, you need...
Why do I need to go to the church? Some kind of superstar. Cop of the apocalypse. Regular cop. Actual art degree. Wompty Domp. Kola Mamakwa. Ding. Clothes. If the clothes make the man, here's a chance to remake myself. There we go. Also, pants. Pinball maker's coat. Okay, well, now that I found inside that bullet, I can talk to the old lady again, too.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
Mm-hmm.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into? That girl.
Murder, most likely.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Is that for Monday?
Early with the dogs. Around 8 o'clock, I think.
With dogs?
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know.
Good job,
when
Kim.
you're coming.
I cleaned it. No.
The truth, sire.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
I do think... I wonder how awkward the game can get when you have no idea when people are lying to you.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show. But I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet
How
there?
would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. Nothing of the sort.
Uh-huh.
Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She
Yep.
fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset.
Uh-huh.
She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never
people.
saw her lose control of herself the way some people do. Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just are.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you to...
The FELD electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer.
What more do you want to... Yes, let's... She's a good girl.
Yeah, you say so. I wonder if I can tell the cops that I lost my gun now that I've found it. I mean, it's still technically true that I lost it, but I also found it. Well, there's one trap.
The trap is full of locusts.
Oh yeah, still no phasmid. I can't... I can't do that. Oh well. Alright, time to find Hardy. Wait. God damn it. When I go to the library, I need to buy a map. Whap, whap, whap. But where's Renee?
Officer, care to actually, never mind. The prick is gone.
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow.
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute... His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he...
Did he feel like he has to prove he can still pull his weight?
Guess he was about to head home. Cause when the dock worked, sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, cause he's gonna be buried without it. No, René was the most stubborn man in Revachol. Nothing you or I could say would ever push him to do, I repeat. Absolute can't. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper. The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful we've hated each other our entire lives. So much in fact that... Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. Let's leave it at that. I took them for myself. Took them to remember that old cunt. Nobody knew him better than I did. And I want to remember that old cunt by something.
Strange how old cunt sounds almost gentle when he says it now.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny... I'm sorry, officer. I just...
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
We will die, break it right too.
Yes. We are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone. I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you, René, wasn't really what you'd call a botanist, officer. And believe me...
Insidian lilies?
That's their old name, dating back to the time of kings and crests, and all that other stuff he loved so much.
Why didn't he like them?
There were many reasons, but mostly it was the communals. They called them the Bells of Revolution. I guess in the end, the Insulindian lilies were just another piece of...
I guess I can still replace that, but... it'll be a bit different. R.I.P. René.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And well, goodness, you...
She smiles and... The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an rows and rows of...
How many are there?
100? Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man, a twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch.
Ow.
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular. Between the throne and the Heimdall man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns.
Uh-huh.
The title reads, Man from Helmdall and the Devil Woman.
The entire series is also endearingly racist.
Endearingly racist?
Oh, sirs, I know. This really isn't representative of our values, but the store has to cater to its customers.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Helmdall novels.
Is there a map in here?
A small mountain of color.
Guess I'll have to be up here.
These shelves are open. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all.
Oh, crime, robberies,
Yep.
murders, even sexual crimes.
What?
You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these.
I am a proper detective.
Reading about Dick Mullen would not actually make you a better detective. Crime fiction.
Yada
These
yada.
books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
Probably a lot of dead ends, yeah.
Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
Yep.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like you
Sure.
see Dick Mullen on the job? A
Yeah,
killer
never mind.
is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. Shelves filled to...
Is there a map in here?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. Next to Irv's life story, you see
Okay.
next to that,
Jesus.
we have a Sholian radio.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are...
Hey, a map!
Several maps have been attached to a bullet. The maps look old and faded. Your eye...
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
This large ozone disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou. In a book, you can. On Caillou,
Cities, okay,
850 million people live on these little dots. The ocean breaks connections to 850 million people live on these times.
I'll see if I want to do that, but BRBs first. Want to steal it or not, that is. Alright, we are back. Let me see. Interfacing, +2. Anything else with interfacing?
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could not. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away. As the plates reorient to your motions, the hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow. You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. Two, are you sure you're correct there? There was a...
Hello. Jeez.
Several maps. The maps look...
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
You peek at the storekeep, waiting for her to...
Yep.
You're now the proud owner of a map of... The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
All right.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you...
For a more detailed view of the map, go...
There we go. Well, it's time to talk to Hardy. I kind of want to have my gun out for this.
The Copper-nado is back.
Yep.
What do you want?
For you to stop being a little bitch. Also this.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't
Yep.
it? God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Courant or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey,
It's terrible.
Wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Nope.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Oh, good
Let
for
me
you.
know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her real name?
LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Boss, like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls.
Awful.
She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
The pigs.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago.
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, Shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
Guys.
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig? No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
You're
yeah,
stupid.
Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say.
What?
Pigs, level weird. But whatever gets you through the day.
Where'd you get her cop
Dunno.
gear?
She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Alright, whatever you say. I had to find her for you, but still. Hey, look who has a gun.
Again? I can't believe this shit. Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
As if waiting for some... Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Who are you again?
57, just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that.
I want to see what happens when I tell them I lost my gun, but I don't think I actually want to tell them that.
Inside, You see a set of
So I'm just gonna
steering
save and then
levers, a radio
load.
microphone.
This is precinct. Just a moment.
10-4. 10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over. 10-4, sir. Roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make Roger
Well, never
that.
mind. I guess I do want to have him know.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around.
Hey, isn't he, like, smoking right now?
Okay. But this is my last one. And it's a bad habit. You should quit before both of...
Are you sure you don't already have lung cancer?
I might, actually. I mean, at this point, at least I can fast travel now. I think I know where she is.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
God damn it. That's a very hard check to go through. Yeah, that's one upside of picking the madman route, is you can do that. Oh, what's over here? Shivers. I mean, I already busted into the church once, but it didn't actually work.
Just dead and dying locusts.
I guess it could also be that power plant building. I don't get how there's supposed to be another way I can get into this church.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking.
A moment passes.
I don't know if I can just tell him to go. I mean, Inland Empire told me to check this out again. So here I am. Are you sure you didn't see anybody here, dude?
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning? No, I'm afraid I can't.
So you haven't...
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off.
He's telling the truth. You see, once a slogan used to intertwine.
Step closer.
Loops a long time. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking, and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. FELD Electrical. How ironic. FELD Electrical, you only know them as a small company. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower maybe.
Why single out this one building? Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is...
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building here, but who knows? Maybe...
Or spiritual. She could be looking for...
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there. Is trying to talk to the city.
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can all... An adventure awaits. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, in through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk.
She's down there.
Okay, why? So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building.
Finally, my time to shine.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to...
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around.
Find something to break, they say.
A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap.
Rip. I guess time to climb. Let's go.
A rusty ladder leads to the...
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting bracket. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180? Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder, what if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Even if it isn't, no one told you.
That's not how physics works, detective. And even if it were, wouldn't you need some kind of apparatus? A teleportation field?
What are they talking about?
Teleportation, Mikhail. It's generally thought impossible.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
Savoir faire. Ding. There we go. Is that actually the only thing I have for savoir faire? Savoir faire. I guess I can put proper boots on.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. All you need to do is close your eyes and zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like,
oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
Shush.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Maybe don't be a pansy, Kim. Let's get up here. Oh, looks like I need a tool. Maybe I shouldn't have even loaded more points into savoir faire. Whatever. One can barely squeeze by. Orange mildew crawling amidst something. Ooh, a suit.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components. Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system. The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know.
Yeah, that sucks.
The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet.
Okay. How'd you find...
Two rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door.
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim.
The doors...
I hope no one dangerous. After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. At least now we have an exit, so let's get going. It's time to investigate these passages.
Oh, come on! Really, Kim? It's been a while. Hey, that's the window slit. Okay. There we go. Footprints. I want to follow those. Yep, buzzing. Bow bow.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
BRB again. Alright, back.
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it. But we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh. Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Will we?
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace and keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Well,
how bad could they
we're not
get?
Responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either.
No turning back. Buried concrete pipe. Money! Money!
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Right.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
Good job, Kim.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency.
Cover your ears.
That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Yep.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Wow. Check out the big brains on you.
Yep.
You're not entirely wrong. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
Like you?
So, what we are experiencing is a constant...
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear...
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
How'd you get your hands on this? Nice.
And she's proud of it too. As she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Way beyond. No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Ouch.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
God damn it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops. And of herself, merely.
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Deal on mattresses.
Turn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon.
Interesting.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Think there's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while. So
Yep.
you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
She didn't rat you out, by the way.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
This could
Well,
have
hide it,
turned
though.
out pretty bad for me if you hadn't walked right into 25 bands of ultra-high frequencies.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first. Oh, well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Titus.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like,
Well, yeah, you're a murder suspect, you asshole.
Dull despair.
how the fuck do the rest of you get by? I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Pfft. Fuck them all the same. Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
And who did?
Strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you. You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time. Wow, now I'm curious. Please, explain. Don't know it, but also, the shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
I considered her a good friend, yeah. I'm not following your clever insinuations, Detective. Look, I'm not aware of any hole in Claudia's wall. And if I had been, I would have told her to get it sealed. That's what friends do. Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable. Oh, so that's where you were going with this. That's a very sentimental way of putting
Yeah.
it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
Clausia only said they maybe kissed. Someone.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Seriously, just move on.
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leaving me on.
Maybe she realized you were a psycho.
I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on. Yeah, one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
By the way, DeLorean tragedies are still held in high regard for innovation in language and motifs.
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse. Yeah.
You helped her.
The girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer. Go ahead. It's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
And the gun store, Trigger Happy Jacks. What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that sure. Don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
A Nachtway 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
No, they're not practical. Break too often. Yeah, evidence. I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types. Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count.
Sure.
Besides, they're paid well for what they do. You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me. And definitely not a reason to off someone. Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I don't think she's perjuring.
I'm listening. No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style. I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hot house, so now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? No, I did not. Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Clausia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got, yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had, yeah?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the
How
merc?
should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Clausia's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while. I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent. Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon.
La Puta Madre?
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you fucking hell. And why me? It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to
I'm not corrupt.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the take. Criminals make up both. All of this just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you.
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I lost my memory.
Yeah, sure.
I apologize 10 times.
She doesn't believe.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough. You know what I did. I fucked him over. And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking tight.
She's not going to change her mind that easy. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who's in the squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude.
Hey.
You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally.
Well, this has been a great talk, really. But I think I'm going to hit the road now. What bunker? Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Uh-huh.
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain,
How many
she
version?
eyes you.
It's okay. We just...
All right, don't kill yourself over it.
Asshole.
I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her. Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her pretty hard before. No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew...
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea. Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of him. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
She lied to you about that, too.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her. As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War?
Yeah.
The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide.
Eh, fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Busted. That's a no points in pain threshold, so if I go through as the madman, this should be very easy. Or as the sensitive one, 'cause sensitive one is more there.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts.
You're under arrest.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage.
Oh, fuck it.
You should know the words to say, because you've been going around pointing a gun at just... No, wait. Fine.
God damn it!
You...
I'll get back to this later. I don't want that to happen to her, so we'll come back to this later. All right, remember to like, follow, and subscribe.